Nice and slow. All right, boys, I got the MR2 out here at the drag strip. I'm here today just to do some 60-foot testing. As you guys saw, I got that line lock installed and I'm just redoing the clutch slipper strategy a little bit. I think it's the best solution that I could come up with the limited amount of time I have leading up to World Cup. You guys got to remember also, I wasn't even planning on running World Cup this year, but my friends hyped me up. I want to make it, and I think it's just the best solution for short notice. There's other things I want to add to it, but for right now, this is what we're going to have to hopefully work out, and hopefully it replicates what that Hitmaster was doing for us. I don't even have the front bumper on it today. I'm only doing those 60-foot tests. I'm not going to run it out because we have made changes to the turbo kit. I don't have the intercooler on there anymore, so I'd really like to dyno it before we start playing some serious power. But right now we can at least try to 60-foot it, and without the bumper on there, I can add weights easily if needed, since I don't have that water box up here, so that weight not being there might affect us. It might try to wheelie, so I brought some of my weights. And there are some other changes that I need to get done with the front bumper needing to be off before World Cup, so I just didn't want to put all that back on just to take it back off when I get home tonight. And yeah, that's about it. So I brought it up on two-step yesterday. Everything seemed good. I do still have this thing on the radials as well. Last year at World Cup, we were on the slicks, but this year, I'm still up in the air. I would love to run the radials on the MR2 because it's going to be faster and more competitive. The thing you have to consider with the slicks is if the track conditions change and you don't have enough info on the car, you're gonna be much more likely to knock the tire or something and not be able to recover, whereas a slick, you can drive through it a little better. So that is something I am considering, but man, if I wanna run a gnarly time, the radial's the way to go. But if I wanna be competitive and less harsh on my drivetrain parts, the slick might be the better option. So I got a brand new pair of slicks as well. I haven't decided that yet, but I figured if we can at least get this thing to go down the track on the radial, which is gonna be harder to get going down the track, then the slipper solution will definitely work for slicks because they'll be even easier. It is an open test and tune tonight, so the track prep isn't on kill as well. That's something else to consider. So I'm not trying to throw the house at these 60 foots. I just wanna make sure that it's going to go consistently and hit my clutch pressure target consistently. And if we can achieve that today, I will be happy, and then we can continue to get this thing prepped for World Cup. And maybe if we have enough time, we can come back again for a final test session and run it at least to like the 8th mile or something. But for today, we're gonna be 60-foot testing. Dang, my boy has the jersey on.
I had to be ready, bro.
Even when we're testing, we gotta be
man.
in the proper attire here.
Whenever I'm around the MR2 and it's going to the track, I gotta be wearing something. You get what I'm saying? Gotta represent, baby. Let them know we're here, getting ready for the race.
Well, I got my calibrations uploaded and we're gonna test it out. They are actually running an event this weekend called Out for Blood. So they have some cars testing out here. The track prep's actually gonna probably be pretty decent because they're getting it good for these guys.
Cars out right now, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to click it into second gear. I might on this first one just to be safe. Just feel first gear out and then let up. Just make sure that the slipper's doing its job because I don't want to grab second gear and the clutch is still slipping and I don't know about it and end up, you know, heating up the clutch more than I need to. So I'll just kind of feel it out. If it starts to pull the front end off the ground, I know that clutch is locking up and I might just 1-2 it. So I'll kind of feel it out and see. We also got no weight. We got no weight in the nose. So
yeah, we got a lot of things we got to sort out.
You might try to pull a little wheelie. We got the laser height sensor activated. So if it does try to wheelie, that should catch any issue there. But we'll go ahead, get this MR2 in line and see if this slipper is gonna work for us. All right, boys, here we go. I sure hope this works. Wyatt sent me some calibrations. I went through it. I'm just hoping she does her job and slips because we are on the radials and radials like to break stuff. So I'm just gonna trust that the stuff we put into the computer system here will just work. We'll get up there, two-step it, sidestep that clutch. It should take off and grab that clutch and slip, and then should shut off at 25 miles an hour.
First test hit on the MR2. You can see how dusty this thing is. Knock some dust off of it. See if we can get this thing to 60. Here we go. Woo!
to look at the log and see what happened. I'm not sure if it caught it at all, so luckily it just spun right away, so that shouldn't have hurt nothing. But I'll pull up the log real quick and see if it tried to catch our pressure at all. It did work. I'm not super stoked about this squiggliness right here, but I sidestepped the clutch. It comes down to 543, and I think that was just a little too tight for it, and it knocked the tires. The wheel speed's right down here, and right as it knocks the tires, the clutch pressure comes up a little bit, almost to 700. And so after it's spun, or as it's spinning a little bit still right here, it's 700, slipping the clutch, which is good, so it doesn't hurt any of our parts. You know, it's not as hard on stuff. And then once I come off the throttle, it shuts that off and the clutch pressure goes back down to 0. And then I push the clutch in right here, and then the run's aborted at that point. So it is weird that the pressure climbs directly after I let go. It's like the clutch pressure comes down to 540 and then somehow climbs back up to 700 after it knocks the tire. Maybe there's some centrifugal forces going on in there, moving the clutch fluid back and forth. But that was our first one. We got to see if it's going to be kind of consistent. But I'm going to go ahead and just raise the target up maybe 75 psi, and we'll try it again.
All right.
Well, it left that time.
We're getting somewhere.
I think it was a little too loose that time.
Yeah.
It slipped pretty good and then got going.
Came up some too.
But I mean, it left 140 60 foot. I'm a little bit of an idiot, and I didn't clear the storage out. And after I did it and I looked down, it said full. So I hopefully we got that log, and we'll see from there. But yeah, it was definitely looser that time.
All right.
And it went.
Yeah, 1.4.
So yeah, not bad. Second hit on the new slipper, so at least it went down. 140. We need to get that back into the 1.2s though. So we'll see if it recorded that log. All right, so I got an update for you guys after that second test pass. The top comment might as well be Kyle is an idiot, okay? So first of all, I didn't clear the data log, and I don't know how much worse my luck can get than this, but my TPS is 100%. I'm on the 2-step, and then the log stops because the ECU filled up its storage. That's
one thing.
That's one reason Kyle is an idiot. The second reason is I just put 2 and 2 together that I have my orifice to slow the clutch fluid down on the wrong side of the line lock, and the sensor is reading
the wrong side. And it's starting to make sense now, because this is why we test, bro.
This is why we're here testing, because every time I get in there, I can feel that the pedal is starting to slip a little bit, and that last pass just showed how bad it slips. It rolled out bad, just like the Magnus used to. And the pass before, I felt it also had some rollout, but it just continued to go too low, and that's why it knocked the tire, but it still had that initial rollout. I'm driving it back right now for our third test pass here. I'm watching the screen, right? And I'm pushing in the clutch, and as I'm like kind of cruising so the car doesn't just stall out, I'm taking my foot right off the clutch, and I see the pressure telling me that it's going to 0, but I can hear and feel in the car that it's slipping. It's like, you know, I sidestep the clutch and pressure goes to 0 right away, but in the car I feel it going, and then it starts lugging along again on the dog box. So I know that pressure is not right, and it's because the sensor's reading on the other line that is going straight to the master cylinder, not the line that is on the other side of the line lock going to the slave. And yeah, that's my bad. Jim Braun explained how this line lock works, because the sensor is on the opposite side of what it reads. Just yada yada yada. I messed it up. All right.
Kyle's end of the story.
Kyle's an idiot. You can see it right. Can you see it down here, Emilio?
Yeah.
So I have the orifice. Right there. This pressure has to go back through that orifice, and then the sensor reads it. So we're gonna try to flip it around and see. And if that solves that, why, you know, it's not reading accurately, we could figure that out. But then the other problem is I forgot to bring my nitrous jets. That's Kyle's an idiot number 3 right there. The tune, this being backwards, and I didn't bring the jets, and I left them on my toolbox because I'm like, I'll probably need to bring my jets in case. I was in a rush trying to, you know, get everything together, and that was the one thing I forgot. Luckily, there's a lot of nitrous guys here, so we might be able to find a jet.
Yeah, there's a lot of nitrous guys.
But first we got to see if this fixes it. So I'll flip that line around, or flip that orifice to the other side, and then we'll check.
All right, what do we got?
Well, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time because they're gonna close the staging lanes in 15 minutes, and I forgot my nitrous jets, but figured it out. So now you can see how much slower it releases. It's not going to 0 instantly.
Oh yeah.
See, it's slower. It's following.
Yep, it was way faster before.
Yeah, it was just dumping to 0, and now it's a perfect 200 psi difference. Look how consistent this is now that it's on that side. So I can activate it right here. So I have it set to 800 on here, and if you look, it's gonna catch it at 600 literally every single time, no matter where I'm at. Right about 600. Look how accurate it is right now. Look, I'm not even trying to like be close. Look, it's like right there by 600 every time.
Yeah.
Look at that, 607, like, so that works. It slips the clutch just a little too much still though, and it's probably not worth going up to slip it. We can try to find a jet and maybe they'll let us run, so let's see. Well, we found some jets, but now my dilemma is, I don't know if I should go back up to the 22 or to a 32.
What's in it right now?
It's a 015. I don't want it to be too fast, and you know, the ECU.
Well, you got to make that decision right now because we only got one fast if we can get to it.
I think we do the 22 because it slipped, but it still wasn't terrible. I don't want to go overdo it.
Right.
Let's start working back the other way, yeah. And then, because I want to keep it as tight as possible, but to where it still hits hard. And it slipped way too much that last time.
Yeah, dude.
All right, 3rd time's the charm, right, boys?
Yeah.
Right, you know, just we had to deal with some things that idiot did yesterday and today. But they're letting us run. We made it just in time to make the last call here. Got it rebled. Huge shout out to Barrett, and Jimmy Dale's out here as well for the nitrous jets. I'm sure we'll get a clip with him before we roll out. I've just been busy messing with the MR2 here. Even though the 2 prior tests we just did, it slipped, it was still trying to yank the tire, and it was getting on the wheelie control a little bit on that second one. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw 20 pounds back on the nose for now, because we don't have that 40-pound water box up there anymore. So the front end is definitely on the lighter side with just how much weight we took out with that water to air system. So got 20 pounds going back on the nose. That's why I wanted to mainly leave that bumper off, nice and easy. I can get them on here with the bumper on, but you kind of have to finagle them back through here. So got the weight slapped on there, and then I have the same calibration in it that we had in it on that last pass. So it's gonna try to catch that clutch pressure at 850, and there might be that couple hundred PSI delay. But actually now, after getting the sensor on the right side, it drops to 0. The ECU sees it drop to 0 slower than what it did with the 015 in it, because now it's on the right side, and the ECU still did a pretty good job of hitting it. So I mean, there's a chance it might be too high. It might be in the 700-800s right now, but that's okay. I'd rather it slip, but there's also the chance it knocks the tire. We just got to see what it does. So those last 2 passes we can't even consider the data for, because we had the sensor set up wrong and the orifice on the wrong side. So this will be our one and only test hit tonight, and at least we'll get some data from it either way. Are you going up?
You guys are gonna go after all
I
these
was gonna run against you, but not in like a we ran Mr. Boys Kyle type of way.
Dude's gonna beat me and clickbait me.
That's not it. That's not it.
I'll still run you.
Yeah.
This is technically my first test on the new slipper, because those last 2 didn't count.
You got our jets. If you got our jets, you should be faster. Those are the jets out of the booth.
This guy had the jets for us.
Yeah, we have the jets. Leave it
All
to
right,
the nitrous guys.
All right, you're taking left. I want right lane though. Is that
That's
fair?
fine.
All right, so that's what you're running. Let me set this up.
Oh, you're clickbaiting me, so can I clickbait
set that back, that far back,
think
a
like
little
this.
further back. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Hey, mine's guaranteed to make a pass. So,
I know. Alright, all jokes aside, we're gonna get cooked, but I might as well go up there and I'm gonna treat it as a race and I'm gonna try to cut a light and everything, see what it does.
This is not the first time we'll race each other. It's the first time I'll beat him, bro.
Alright, I'll set it up.
All your fans are gonna hate me now. They're like, that guy talks shit. I don't like that guy.
I love Jimmy Dale.
We have fun.
We met at War in the Woods. Everyone was pumped to see us at War in the Woods, so we got to get some more people in the comments egging us on to do a no prep car.
Take this no prep.
Bro, you ain't been to War in the Woods.
I want to go. It's pretty fun.
It's like World Cup. I got the World Cup was redneck and in the woods.
It's like a redneck World Cup,
Yeah, I've
literally.
seen some videos. That looks
It's like imagine World Cup, but in the middle of nowhere in a wooded area, and you have to sit on a tree to watch it.
See, that's my style.
Oh, it's dope.
And there's just
Everybody
people
smoking.
everywhere.
Everybody smoking.
Everybody in there is a race fan. They come to watch the movie.
Once
You're
again,
gonna one to him right now, or are you gonna run at the back, man? What's going on?
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't got that charge pipe on there. No, I'm just gonna one to it. If it's side by side, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
No guarantees.
No guarantee. I know I
know what that foot wants to do, bro.
But huge shout out to Jimmy and they have the jets for us, so we're able to get one more test session here. We'll see what it does. My guess, I'd almost hope that it slips at a good amount because that means it's catching close to my target. But I wanted to set that target, keep it a little high because if it does drop, like I said, in those lower 500s, it's just gonna knock the tire again. So gotta see where it ends up. What could go wrong?
Now you're really getting ready.
What could go wrong? Nothing like fresh changes and just taking it to the 8th mile, you know? Hopefully those fuel tech corrections, you know, get us down.
This is how competitive Kyle is, bro. They were just playing around.
If she feels good and it's a close race, I don't think I can lift. But if it slips hard or anything's weird, I'm just gonna let out.
Oh, I don't know what happened there, man.
Everybody ready? Here we go.
It's definitely not a neutral.
We're stuck on that.
Yep. I think you guys won that one.
Let's rock it.
Let the man get out of his car.
I'm a little stuck to the track here. Give me a second.
That's why you're not allowed.
Easy with it. Nice and slow. Nice watch your shoe. Watch your shoe. Sorry.
Straight back, straight back.
That white one over there.
Oh, yeah, we got that.
Man, you guys are the best.
Yeah, we got that.
The last car of the night, and this is what you guys had to do?
He wants to go forward. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that dumped way too much pressure. Man, I was so confident in it too.
Yeah, because the last pass, at least, you know, it slipped it good. So,
Let me look at the log real quick.
see what happened.
I was ready to go.
I know you were, bro. I was hyped up. It's all right. Still got time.
Well, it all has to come out anyways, and I have my one brand new backup trans. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. And that's why I wanted to test on the slicks actually, because I was like, it's gonna
You were talking about that.
it'll be
earlier.
easier on stuff.
Yeah.
I would almost guarantee it just took first gear off, or the final drive. And that one feels okay. That one looks okay. So I heard it. I'm almost positive it's the trans. I think I broke the trans. I think it let too much pressure slip through. It tried to grab way too hard.
You have another trans at the house?
I do.
He's got a couple.
Need help swapping it tomorrow?
Maybe.
We're in town, you know?
Oh, well.
I'm not a
you did-
tuner, but I'm a decent wrench.
You did get me.
All
You did
this
get
guy's
me.
a great wrench too.
It didn't catch it at all.
They didn't?
Nope. That was just straight clutch dump.
Just dumped it.
So I might have not, let me, hold on. Oh, that's, I mean, that'll do it. It just straight dumped the clutch.
Is this Kyle idiot number 8?
I don't know how many times you guys can call me an idiot tonight, but holy shit. I'll find out right now if it tried to activate it or not. Yep, it never turned it on.
It wasn't on?
The slipper didn't even try to catch, no.
Dang.
It turned on right here though.
What, like,
Yeah, what the heck?
get faulted or something?
Unless the ECU master PMU, because it has to see the ECU master signal, but I was just testing it, it was fine, and I put the other calibration back in it. I have a test calibration that lets me test with the button, and then we have the actual tune for the track that should do it on its own. But something did trigger it to turn on. Well, that's what happens when you just dump the clutch with nothing. It does that.
Yeah, that's not, we don't want that.
Man.
Back to the drawing board, man.
Yep.
I mean, we had to take this motor out anyways, but
Yeah, hurting the trans sucked
hurting
though.
the trans was not in the plans.
Was not in the plans. Also gonna hopefully get through testing on this trans, and I have a fresh backup, like a fresh trans ready to go. And I was gonna put it in later than this, but I guess I gotta see what broke. I might be able to fix this one in time, but it just be like that sometimes, boys.
Yep.
We almost pulled it off though.
I was hyped.
If it caught, it would have worked.
You guys hyped me up.
Look, the pressure's dropping off nice and gradual. It's not just like a super straight down drop. You should have time to react. It didn't even try. Boost output 1 is just off. It didn't even try. So it's not like it overshot or anything. It just, some communication between the PMU and the ECU wasn't there.
No,
So probably something I did. I'll look at it. But I was on the phone with Wyatt earlier, and he's been walking me through it, just double checking that I'm doing it right, because he set that PMU up, and I'm confident I did it right. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Load her up. We got a lot of work to do, boys. Well, boys, that was a expensive way to end the video.
Yeah.
Trans is shredded in there. Not what we wanted. We were moving in the right direction. We needed this to happen, and even though the trans broke, we learned a lot. I'm still pretty confident that this clutch setup will work, even though it probably does not look like it at all. Yeah. I found out why it did not activate, and we were so close to not doing that. So close. So the fuel tech talks to the PMU to activate it, and we're using our boost activated output here. So basically what this boost activated output is doing, instead of me like hitting that button, this is in a way the ECU's job of like activating it for me and getting the solenoid armed and ready to grab. But for this output to activate, if you read right here, it says turn on above. We got it set to 10 PSI because we want to make sure the car is 2-step in and good, and that's when we have it activate. If this was just a couple PSI lower, we were fine, because me and Wyatt made some changes to the 2-step table right here in this timing table for rev launch, and the changes we made went in the wrong direction
and lowered it.
It made less boost.
Dang.
And I could kind of hear it wasn't full boost, and because it was making almost 20 pounds the other 2 passes, so it was fine. That time, after we were trying to, but it wasn't meeting the boost target. We are on that bigger turbo now as well, so we were trying to get, our target was 24 PSI, and we were a few pounds away from hitting our target, so we were just trying to get to the boost target. Ended up not working. That's why if we did a 2-step check before all of this, that would have fixed that, but we were rushed, and it did not work out for us to rush it up there. But I wanted to get that last hit in. You can see right here, let me get rid of these lines. Our other parameters that the TPS has to be over 30%, which that was, so that's not a problem. I can get rid of the O2 line. I can get rid of this 2-step line. All right, and then let me get rid of the O2 target. This right here is our boost on the 2-step. It was only building maybe 6 pounds at the peak, 5.5 pounds. She was not building the boost she needed on the 2-step. This blip right here is that boost output. Look down here on my finger. See, boost output number 1 is off. This blip is where it turned on, and that is because it peaked. Look at that, 9.9, 10. It barely hit 10.0 and that turned it on.
Dang.
For a blip, but the whole time it was off, and you can see my clutch pressure. And look, remember I told you guys I'm real consistent at 1300 on the preload? I don't know if it gets more consistent than that. And that's just me feeling the car. I'm at 1298, 99, 1300 right before I leave. And then the clutch dumps and we break the trans. And we break the trans.
Dang, dude.
So we were, if it just made the two-step or we had that parameter down, it would have been fine. So like that's why I'm not, it does suck, but I'm also not that worried about
Unless
it.
you found out why it happened, it would have been worse, you know, if you didn't know why.
You know, I've been trying to get this thing done, and this test session was very important. And yeah, I mean, I had plans for the engine to come out after the session anyways, and it's just unfortunate that we broke the trans in the process, but we still learned a lot. So on that note, we're gonna call it there. We'll get her fixed back up. We're still making World Cup. Don't you worry, boys. I am determined. I think now's the perfect time to let you guys know that the World Cup jerseys are on the site.
Dang.
So if you want to support the mistake we just made tonight, get yourself a World Cup jersey of the MR2, and you can come out to World Cup and see us in person. And then we also got the windbreakers
Perfect time for
as
that right now.
well. Yeah, we got the logo on the front there, got the MR2 on the back. Super nice. We got the design on the inside of the hoodie there. Super soft. So if you want a very, very nice comfy windbreaker as well, you know, just a couple things. Might as well plug those items. But we're gonna be at World Cup, boys. I'll get this thing turned around. I might stay up tonight and just rip this sucker out. So that's gonna end this unfortunate test session. Lots of good things, but mostly bad things today.
Yeah.
But we'll be back.
It's in gear right now. We can.
Yeah, it's in gear and all the gears are neutrals. So I think the ring gear is just gone. So it's what it is. That's why I was like, I want to put the slicks on it because it's easier on stuff. But even on the slicks dumping it,
Yeah, it would probably happen. Yeah.
I don't think it would have survived either way, honestly. So it's what it is. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later.